Welcome back to NJ.com. Matt Stanmyre here once again with Mike Kinney, our high school football guru from the Star Ledger. We are breaking down the 2011 season. We're getting to all the offensive guys and the defensive guys in this video.
Yep.
A lot of great players, top national recruits to talk about. The top recruit that we're going to get to is Devin Fuller from Old Tappan. He's the quarterback there, plays a little defense too, but this guy does everything. He's one of the fastest players I've ever seen. He looks like a little Mike Vick on the field, even wears that number 7. What can you say about Fuller?
Wow.
Yeah,
You know, that's your first impression when you see him with the ball, you see him get in the open field, or you see how he finds his way to get in that open field. He's incredible. He's got speed, he's got the first step, he's very smart, he's very instinctive, and you know, you can't break him down easily because he's a guy who will step up and throw the ball. He's got arm strength, but at the same time, if you cheat and you try to play him, you know, because of his great running ability, he's going to find people. Yeah. And he also will take off if you give him any kind of space whatsoever. He's just an outstanding. He is a premier guy. He's the guy people come to the the stadium to see. Over 4,000 yards. Total yards passing and rushing last year. He's outstanding. You know, the only thing he needs now on his shoulders is, you know, to bring Old Tappan that championship, which they weren't able to do last year.
They were close.
They were close.
Yeah, if you're ever bored on a Friday night, trust me, go watch him play. He is electrifying.
Yeah,
He's
be
amazing.
Bored for that 2 hours, that's for sure.
Another electrifying guy definitely is Leonte Carroo, wide receiver from Don Bosco. He's one of the fastest kids in the state, bar none. He's headed to Rutgers, and he just stretches the field for Bosco and really makes their offense roll.
Yeah, he really does. You know, he's a guy who just has that ability to get open. He runs his patterns with such precision, but at the same time, with that precision and that great technique, he's a tough kid. He'll take hits. He does a great job of getting his hands out and catching the football. I mean, he looks like, let's take a film of him and show the young guys how to play receiver. His routes are outstanding. His hands are always out. He catches the ball, terrific. But he'll take hits. He's a tough kid. No question about it. Last year, he was one of the big reasons their offense was so good because he kept people honest and he kept that running game strong because you had to respect him catching the ball, you know, inside on his slants and on his little fade patterns. I mean, he's tough.
People have been questioning the Bosco passing game now that Gary Nova's moved on to Rutgers, but I've seen some scrimmages, no problems there. Yankovic has been throwing it deep, and Carroo has been running under it. Also, a name that you don't hear of quite as much last year, running back Donta Pollock from Holy Spirit. And this guy, Mike, is really high on him. He's a little guy, but a burner, right? And people are going to learn about this guy this year.
He's a guy, he can move a pile, too, but he'll get away from people. There's no question about it. Last year, the big news about Holy Spirit was their defense, but this kid ran for almost 1,900 yards, and he was scoring with consistency, and he was there. The guy people were really looking to last year was Nigel Jones, who has a little more speed than Donta, who is that really breakaway guy, but he missed 6 games last year, so Donta had to carry the bulk of the work, and he did it splendidly. He's a guy who can carry the ball 30 times if you need him to, because he's strong, he's fast, and he's just really solid. He follows blocks, and those kids work hard for him on that front line. He's really good.
And then moving on to defense, you know, one of the top players in the country, rivals have number 5 in the country, is Darius Hamilton, former son of Keith Hamilton at Don Bosco Prep. This guy's a monster. He's angry, he's mean out there on the field. He's just great.
Exactly. He's a guy, you watch him, 2 plays, you go, wow. No one's running to his side the rest of the day. And no one really does, but it doesn't matter. He's still going to find his way to disrupt people. If you're going anywhere near him, you have to double team him. If you're not, he's going to get in the backfield. He's deceptively quick. He's really strong. And it's like you said, he just pushes people out of the way. His technique is excellent. You know, his dad played in the NFL. He is just, you know, he's one of the guys. In 10 years, people will say, wow, remember when Hamilton was a senior on the Don Bosco team? He was outstanding.
Yeah, 16 sacks last year. Another name that we didn't hear of that much last year just because they're in South Jersey is Juan Lewis. Another guy you're really high on, St. Joe's Hamilton. He's headed to South Carolina, and this guy is a monster linebacker.
He's a monster linebacker. There's no doubt about it. He's a kid in over 100 tackles last year. Gets to the ball all the time, sheds blockers. You can't get at him. And he's got strong people around him. That's the thing, too. I mean, he has strong people around him. You really can't focus just on him if you're offensive. You really can only send one guy at him, you know. But he's going to get to the football. He's quick, he's strong, and he's really just a smart, tough football player. Really good player down South Jersey.
And speaking of good South Jersey linebackers, Mastro Mateo from Holy Spirit. He's headed to UNC. He replaces Cerro from last year, who was another dynamite linebacker. They just churn him out down there, huh?
They really do. he was kind of, lost in the shuffle last year. We had Joe Sarnice in the defensive backfield, and like you said, Anthony Sarah was one of the top recruits. He's out in Stanford, and this kid just kind of did his job. Then at the end of the season, he said, "Well, this kid like 80, 85 tackles. How did he do that?"
Right.
The reason they did it was because people were trying to stay away from Sarah, and they were going to the Mastro Mateo, and they found out, man, this kid makes hits.
Right.
He's going to UNC. He's making his visit there. He's making his official visit there on October 8th. Really solid kid, really strong kid, good in the classroom. He's one of the best linebackers in the state. There's no question about it.
He definitely is, and make sure, we did something new this year, the Ledger Top 50.
Yeah,
Mike was instrumental behind that, the top 50 recruits in the state. So you can go to our website and check that out. We'll have, profiles for each guy. And definitely check in at NJ.com throughout the year, and in the Star Ledger, we'll be all over the top recruits.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.